Peace be with you. Dear friends, welcome to When I Cannot Pray series 18th episode. I'm very happy to present to you today this theme of praying through our senses. Praying through our senses is a very dear topic that can help our daily prayer life. According to St. John of the Cross, in the first book of the Ascent of Mount Carmel, he insists so much on disciplining our external senses. Practically our external senses, we know all of them. That is the sense of seeing, the sense of tasting, the sense of hearing, the sense of touch, and the sense of smell. These are the external five senses that can contribute immensely to our prayer experience. Why very often we are not able to pray as much as we want to pray? It is because of our lack of attention to our senses. Now, according to St. John of the Cross, he explains the nature of our soul. To give you just a gist of it, because we will be elaborating on this topic very much in the coming talks. The gist of what St. John of the Cross says about the soul, he says there is a lower part of the soul and the higher part of the soul. What is this? We do not know where is the soul, right? Some people might say that soul is in the heart, soul is in the brain, or soul, where is the soul? The soul makes our whole life so vibrant. We look at a dead body, there is nothing. We are, I would say, 99% spirit and 1% is the body, I would say. Because if the spirit goes out, it is just dead. So according to St. John of the Cross, the lower part of the soul consists of the experiences, effects of these senses. What are these? These senses are like eyes, seeing. You see, I just to give you an example. I have eyes and my seeing. Now you can see my eyes, but you cannot see my seeing, right? Now you can see my ears, but you can't see my hearing, what I am hearing. You can't see that. You can see my hands, but you cannot see what I feel through my hands. That is touch. In the same way, you can see my tongue, but what is that taste experience? You cannot see. So my breathing too, in the same way, the smell, sense of smell. So according to St. John of the Cross, the lower part of the soul are the experiences of all these five senses. Now, how to go about these five senses, connecting it to our prayer experience? Very important to understand this in order to make our prayer more livable, more experiential, and more powerful. How to do that? Now, for example, we speak of taste. Tasting is a very powerful sense we have. We taste food, we enjoy it. We taste whether it is bitter or sweet or sour. So by the very fact, when we look at something, immediately at times we experience that sensation on our tongue. The whole being is attracted. Now, when we look at ice cream, those who like ice cream, some people may not like ice cream. When we look at ice cream, immediately we feel so attracted and we feel practically, to have some ice cream. In the same way, when we look at food, whatever it may be, the food that we like, immediately we have that experience. Now, how to connect it to our prayer life? I would consider with regard to our sense experiences, going back to St. Paul's affirmation, what he says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. Whatever you do, eat or drink, or whatever you do it for the glory of God. That means every detail of our life must be in some way connected with the glory of God. Do it for the glory of God means what? We begin to experience God in everything that we encounter in this life. Even sleeping, for that matter, we can participate in that moment of rest by glorifying God. When we go to rest, we can glorify God, because rest also is a kind of sensation, is a kind of restful sensation that we experience. Now, coming to the senses, the lower part of the senses, I would like to go through each sense in detail so that we can have that prayer experience in our daily life. The first experience that I would like to give you is through our eyes. Through our eyes. Dear friends, eyes are so precious. Recently we had the Sunday Gospel of Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus was blind and he was looking for healing, and Jesus healed him, and immediately Bartimaeus follows Jesus. Now, through our seeing, we are able to experience God's glory. That becomes a very powerful prayer experience without knowing that we are praying. I would like to bring it to your notice. For example, when we go out, commuting to our workplace or in our daily lives, we see millions of things. And when we see millions of things, very often we do not bring that seeing to our awareness. We see just as it were, we are indifferent. Now, for example, if you see a nice tree, beautiful tree, what are your feelings? What are your experiences? When you look at a tree, the tree speaks something about its beauty. The leaves, the green, and the branches, the fruits perhaps, they speak to us something extraordinary. You have to see beyond the tree who created it. A beautiful sunset, for example, it is a gift. When we really enjoy that sunset, there is the glory of God. God is behind that sunset. And, I remember once Tony DiMello telling a little anecdote. A photographer who was traveling, and he came to a particular place, and he was so happy to see that beautiful sunset, and he exclaimed, "Oh, how beautiful, wonderful, awesome." And there was a farmer just very close by, working in the field in the evening practically, and he was surprised, and he looked at the photographer and said, "What is that awesome? What is that wonderful? What is that?" And the photographer was clicking photos, and he said, "Look at that sunset. It is so ravishing, so beautiful." And the farmer just put down his head and continued to work and say, "Oh, I see it every day. It's nothing very special." Farmer was perhaps watching it every day, and he lost the taste of that beautiful sunset. Whereas this photographer was able to enjoy it fully, clicking the photographs and keeping them as a souvenir, as something beautiful. Seeing is a gift of God, and we need to monopolize our seeing every day. Now, how to spiritualize the sense of seeing, which is a part of prayer. We can see the beautiful sunset, we can see the beautiful sky with the clouds, the stars at night, the moon, and the sunlight during the day, the birds, the mountains, the valleys, the water, and the rain, the greenery, the plants and flowers, and everything that is in creation must help us to raise our hearts and minds to God. Whatever you do it for the glory of God. As St. Paul says, 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 31, just now I made that reference. That means through the sense of seeing during the day, when we train our seeing, spiritualizing the sense of seeing, dear friends, we accumulate such a lot of experience when we come for prayer. During the day, when we are capable of elevating our hearts and minds through the sight, spiritualizing the sight, we are able to bring that God experience to that intensity within ourselves. Hope you get it. We can use what God has given in nature. Everything is so beautiful, so wonderful. The flowing river, the sea, the mountains, valleys, the trees and the birds. We have that beautiful canticle from the book of Daniel, if I'm not mistaken. Sun and moon, praise the Lord. The rain and water, praise the Lord. Stars of the heavens, praise the Lord. The mountains and the valleys, praise the Lord. The meadows, the snow, praise the Lord. Such a lot of, that becomes such a powerful prayer that can accumulate all that experience. When we come for prayer, we are able to experience the divinity speaking to us so vibrantly throughout our day. Therefore, dear friends, I have many more things to say on this, the spiritualizing the sight, the spiritualizing the power of sight in our daily lives as a help for prayer. When we go deeper into this universe, every cell, every atom, every nerve speaking to us about God's goodness, God's greatness. The whole human body is a mystery, with billions and billions of cells. It is again a mystery of God that speaks to us. What about the universe with all the stars and galaxies, trillions and zillions of extra celestial bodies, and the stars that are so huge? It is said that a star by name Scuti, C-Y Scuti star, its diameter is 2.4 billion kilometers. A staggering number which human brain cannot grasp. That is the greatness of God. That is the power of God. And that is what is available for our prayer experience in this world. So we can really monopolize all these experiences around us for going deeper into the understanding of mystery of God and making it into a prayer experience. Therefore, dear friends, through this talk, prayer and our external senses, dealing with the sight, the precious sight we have, eyesight, we can see the universe and begin to praise and thank the Lord for the wonders God has created. And that becomes a very powerful, intense, deep prayer experience when we come for prayer. Prayer is such a powerful way of connecting ourselves with the divine. We will forget everything when we are one with the divine through prayer. And many of our sufferings will be lightened, and we will feel that power within. Because when we are sincerely connected with the divine, we have nothing to fear. Everything will be all right, provided we fall in love with God. We fall in love with God's creation. We fall in love with everything that surrounds us. This is so mysterious, so powerful, that speaks to us the power that exists, the power of God, the power of His presence in our daily life. Therefore, dear friends, in this first talk within this series on the nature of prayer connected with our soul, we will be able to discover many more details about how we can go ahead in our prayer experience and make it a powerful, convinced, faith-filled experience for our own journey towards God. God bless you.